I was like, wait, can you see? I mean, it's just me. It's like this.
Slightly slanted. Yeah, kidogo.
I think it's this leg.
Yeah, maybe
Just
I'm
a
not from
little
Guadeloupe visually. Know how old this stuff is. This is from like our camcorder in like the back in the years.
What?
Yeah, so just
So this is your day job. What's your day job?
oh man, I do different things. So here we do leasing for operational leases for equipment. So hardware, so your laptops
Okay, makes sense.
and all that stuff. But a lot of people are trying to move into that now.
Yeah.
But a lot of Kenyans like owning the cow instead of just the milk.
Sort of just, yeah.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be getting them as you are. But kids are like, no, we own all this. I'm like, it's on your books. It's not making any sense. So perhaps you need to
make that change.
Kenyans being Kenyans, and they are.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's better at least.
Yeah. Because my brain was just like, it's gonna be cracking.
Like so the whole time.
Yeah, me in the back. I see me. I'm already leaning.
Like so, I just keep the balance on. Oh wow, okay. I think now before the waterfall comes down.
You're fine. And then the problem with these offices, they don't build windows for opening.
Some have small ones down here, but this one didn't have one.
Ah, well.
So I call the chick, I'm like, hey, AC on. Yeah, dirisha dawa hapo, sina dirisha. Oh man.
Oh,
Good to go. I think we're in the frame nicely.
Yes, even if you just I have so much room. Can you see?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to
I can move.
put this on. So, hi guys, and welcome back to TJ Talk. Today I'm with the lovely Lisa Oduor-Noah.
Hello.
Yes. And as usual, I let people introduce themselves. So Lisa,
Yes.
please do tell people who you are.
Wow. Many things. But mostly an artist, or as people would say, a musician. I am a sister, a friend, a daughter to one engineer and one urban planner. I joke. But yeah, I'm an artist, I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, and sometimes audio engineer. And yeah, I am a firm believer in kindness. And as they say, I'd like to think of myself as a merchant of hope. So, yes.
Nice. Okay, so we have the merchant of hope today. Don't have an engineer. Well, welcome to TJ Talk.
Thank you.
It's been a while trying to get this together. Finally, I'm glad it's here. So, who is Elisa? Let's start from there, yeah.
A foodie?
Without foodie?
Oh, yeah.
It goes to the hair.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
Foodie
This
is
is
for people
shrinkage.
like me. Oh, that's shrinkage.
So, yeah, I'm a foodie. I am, like I said, a firm believer in kindness. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm like I said, I'm merchant of hope, and I say that because I think if there's anything you don't want to lose in life, it's the ability to dream, the ability to hope.
Yeah.
I am what people would not think. I am an introvert.
Oh.
I am a teacher.
Oh.
I am.
What do you teach?
I teach music. I teach voice.
Oh.
I teach performance coaching.
Oh.
I teach anything. I love to learn. That's
Okay.
nothing. I love to learn anything. So I know like extremely random facts from all the way from. I learned a word. I can't remember it right now, but I learned the word for when you can't describe how you feel.
Okay.
And then all the way to like, I'm such a fan of bioluminescence. I love nature, that too.
Okay.
So even sitting at the office, there's a lot of green. So my heart is just like, oh yeah. I love being by the beach, and I'm a lover of consistency.
Okay. Nice. So before the teaching part and the the other stuff, talk about the music bit.
Yeah, sure.
So how did you get into music?
Wow. I tell a lot of people it feels like I kind of fell into it. So, because there was music around me all the time. If you know me, I've probably told you I'm like the last born of a bunch of humans. I'm number 7.
Oh, wow.
And there was always music. My parents played music in our house. Everything from Lingala, Kina Franco, Billy Abel, to Handel Messiah, to country. My mom used to listen to Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, wow.
And then I had an uncle who used to make tapes for her who would play Earl Clue. and Kenny G. So the only thing is right now I can't. Sorry, Kenny G, but I can't. And so Jazz just throws me like this. I'm like, you see, oh no. I kind of. So what happened was, because my siblings would sing a lot when they were like cleaning in the house or cooking.
Yeah.
So I'd pick up on that, and then I started by sitting in front of the TV and singing along to songs that were playing. And then my siblings and my sister and brother especially, they used to get, my brother used to ask for LPs, and then my sister used to get CDs from compact disc. For those of you who don't know what those are. If you don't know what that is, you're too young. So they'd get stuff like, so now they added things like more hip hop and neo soul type things, neo soul R&B things. Because I remember like one of the first like albums I used to listen to outside of India was like Jagged Edge. And then on my brother's side there were guys like Big Pun and the Beat Nuts. Like some people were like, and I'm like, I can start playing and you hear Auntie, my parents are like, that's the whole time. So it just built from there. And then high school and church fostered it a lot, because they were like, oh, come and sing at this on the assembly, or when there was worship, CG what, they'd call you. And then in school plays, and then I went to Baptist and running a choir with them, and so it just started to build like that. Then it went from that to doing BVs for guys like Silayo, formerly known as Nema and Talel, and Atemi, and doing with just a band, and so it just grew. And I was kind of like, let's see where it goes. I wanted to be a doctor, bro. A doctor,
is it?
A bunch of things. Before I was like, okay, let's see where this music thing goes. Even going to school was a complete like act of faith, because for me, I was just like, I don't know if I'll ever get to go to school for music. Anyway, so, and then one day someone was like, Ikonana called me and he was like, would you like to audition for this? And I was like, okay. I was already in school. I was doing psychology actually. So I was like, okay, let's see. Sendi pahali kama, if God doesn't pay the school fees, international students like go through so much. You're just like, my parents are just gonna look at me like, sit,
why are you now?
Why are you switching the planner?
What's up?
And then it started to like just crazy things happened for it to work out, and I was like, something's going on here. And then I got my acceptance. And I was like, I'm still not going anywhere if there's no scholarship. And literally behind that, they were like, you have a full scholarship. And I was like, okay.
Full scholarship.
I said, you doing something, okay? I was like, okay, these visa people about to look at me like, they literally asked me, I'll never forget, at the visa center, they asked me, so what are you going to do? How did you get the scholarship? And I said, I applied. Because I was like,
I mean, there was nothing else, you usually just applied.
No, we did the most. We did the test for melody and things like that, but common to Berkeley, and then a few questions about yourself, and why you want to do the music thing, and what you probably do when you come home. But that guy literally asked me, how did you? And I said,
I applied.
I did nothing, sir. I'm about as surprised as you. So, and I remember they asked me like the shortest. Visa processes are so strange, because they give you so much anxiety for a short 10-minute section, and then you're like,
that's it. That's it.
And like just everything. I literally left home in 2 weeks. So it was 29th of December 2014. I was gone by the 10th of January.
Wait, so how far along were you in the psychology course?
I had done a year.
Okay.
And like entering now, going into like the more tougher stuff. So I was like, well. But you know the crazy thing is what I'm saying, small things that just were alignment is so important. Because me going to Daystar was a setup for me literally finishing earlier in Berkeley. Because Daystar is an American-based university. And it's a liberal arts university. And so is Berkeley.
So your first year of courses was basically taking the box?
2 semesters work, literally. So 24 courses. Just
plus a scholarship. Folks were like, please go.
Then when he was like, ask what? He said,
actually,
that's not bad. It's not bad. And then on top of that, I think, like I was just like, I'm not going out there to go and be like that kid who decided to just mess around, because I was like, this thing is a lot of money. And my folks backstory. My folks are both retired.
Okay.
So, like, retired for my dad is like I call him like my grandfather because he's like 1939.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah, I am. Like, literally, people are like, oh, you're the last born. Oh, oopsie baby. Oopsie baby. I'm like, nah, they want to be there. But then it's that one for like, hey, our retirement. Retirement.
There's no enjoying retirement like
No,
this baby of ours has to go to school.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I think the most beautiful part about it was when they came for my graduation.
Yeah.
And they were like, we see it, we get it.
Yeah,
And the funniest thing was, the theme was one of our what they called honorary degree people was Nile Rodgers.
Oh.
And he's one of the guys who did Sister Sledge We Are Family. So it was almost like full circle. And when almost my whole family was there.
Yeah.
And then they're watching Nile Rodgers do this song and all of us on stage singing that song. Even my dad was like, he never forgets that moment because it's almost like, I think they finally figured out that, you know what, this kid might actually be meant to do this thing.
Might be onto something here,
She might be. Yes, we can see. You know, they 2-bit. Yeah. And I think, especially for my dad, I think it was like maybe taking that leap of faith was actually the greatest thing.
Yeah.
In his later years, one of the greatest things I could do for my kid.
Oh, wow.
You know, just agreeing to
support her. You don't go. Yeah, you go and do it.
So,
I'll support you. Plus, it was scholarships. It's like, if it Kwamas, we'll have,
there's some reserve.
Yeah, there's some reserve. At least the June should have spent. We'll come back and she'll finish this one.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, that's what he said.
Fall back.
But I think at some point he was just like, I can remember even when I was renewing my visa, because I think initially the States used to do first, before me, it used to be, I think, 1 year, then you come back.
Yeah,
and you renew for the rest. And then now they did 2 years. So I remember coming back and I was like, I hope they give me. And he said, oh, why wouldn't they give you? And I said, oh man,
you never know.
I see you. I see you. He was like, go. And like, even I remember before I moved back, he was like, I think it's okay. Are you finding work? And I was like, hey, it's tough. And he just said, you know what? Like, there's no shame in coming home.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, come and you start another job here.
Yeah,
no, it was just like, come figure yourself out and figure out how this thing will work for you.
Okay.
Whether it's your only thing, and or if you're gonna do that and something else.
Oh wow! Yeah. And so, just for the record, she needs to say the school that she went to in the States.
Oh, I'm crying. I went to.
She slid it in there. Yeah, please say drum roll, please.
Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts.
Imagine.
I'm crying.
I know people. First there was Eric Wainana, now there's Lisa. I'm telling you, watch her be receiving the Grammys in After Like Thank God. And Anthony for believing in me on TjTalks.
But I see you, Tony. Thank you. So go back and go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube and continue with the story again.
I'm telling you. That's the thing. You come back for a second, you be like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. This actually happened. But that's cool. And from there, what was your, as a musician now, what is your biggest take home? Yeah.
Oh my word. Oh man. There were too many. I think the greatest thing was I discovered how much connection is important. And that's why music does what it does. Human beings are always just looking for connection. That's why if you have something, even one thing in common with someone, in as much as you might be annoyed at them, you think, okay, so I get you.
Let's move on.
And music shows you that you might not even have lyrics, but just feel like how people. It's like how Maya Angelou says the thing for people they might forget what you say or what you do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel.
Sure.
And I had a teacher who taught us, God rest his soul, because he passed away literally in my second year of school, and first year. And he was the first person I met when I arrived there. And it was so crazy, like connection. And he's the perfect example because I got there and then they had a workshop. We didn't even know, we were just walking around the campus with a friend of mine. And we walked into his workshop and we were just like, the whole time, and we were like, who's this guy? Because I'd seen him in the lobby and he had a condition called, I can't remember it right now, but it basically was like hindering his breathing. So at first I was like, hey, okay, this cold is not good to him. This is a guy who's like a flautist, saxophone, singer, songwriter, like amazing. His name was Armstead Christian. And we did that workshop and I was like, oh my word, I have to take this guy's class in my head. And then he came up to me and he was like, I'm seeing my class, right, sweetie? And I said, yes!
Yep.
But then little did I know, because that was like my first semester, I'd have to do like 1, 2, like many before
you get to his class. Yeah.
Now, remember I told you about alignment?
Yes.
So that first semester was scrapped off, so I needed to be in my third semester to get to his class. So technically my second semester was my third.
Yes.
So I did it my first year, and I watched his class and I was like,
finally.
I know. And I remember he said, you know, your audience, you're welcoming them. Think of your every performance like you're welcoming people into your living room. And he's like, that means it's always going to be personal. Your performances are always some degree of personal.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a small, intimate gig, which there you can really feel it, or a big one. People are connecting with you. So they're your guests, you know. You get to decide how long they stay and how long they're welcome, you know. And at the same time, never like shut out that vulnerability. And I remember I was just like, let me take this one class. By the end of that class, I was like, yo, not only could I, because I used to sing with my eyes closed a lot, because I think it was a thing for processing how I'm like, I don't know how they'll feel about me.
So you want to get all that in there, out there at the same
I'd rather
time.
get it out by what you're hearing than me
What
seeing
you're
how
just seeing the reaction. Because of the feedback, you'd be like, hey, they don't get that one.
Stage fright and coupled with a lot of things for, like even when I used to sing initially, like my mother will tell you, I used to sing at the top of my voice with headphones playing solitaire on the computer like this. So it wasn't.
You had no idea what
people.
people.
And then now being in a school which is first renowned, and then everyone is good, so it does a lot to your self-esteem. So when I went into his class, that's the one thing he was like, I want to hear you. Don't ever feel like that's why they're showing up. Don't feel like first they're coming to judge you. And that vulnerability, when he passed away at the end of that semester, we were confused, because I remember we emailed. He even was like, I can't come for your exam, but I'm watching your videos in the hospital. And like, he was so committed to us. And it reminded me that thing for this guy. I met him the first day, and this guy has taught me so much about how to be connected to whoever you're in front of. And remember that one, there are people first. Before there are people who are coming to buy your tickets. Before the people who listen to your music, there are people first, and they're looking for the humanity.
Connection.
They're looking for that humanity and that vulnerability. That's why they connect with your lyrics. That's why, regardless of what story it is, you know, that's why you listen to who you listen to, not just because you enjoy it. You're not just listening to say, hey, that person is talented.
Enjoyment,
hey,
true.
they're talented. No, it connects you to something. It's connected to a memory. It's connected to an emotion, whether you've gone through things, you know the songs that you've listened to when you're sad, or even when you're really excited, when you're on a road trip. Why do you pick that? You know, it connects to that moment, you know.
And well, I mean, a couple of musicians and some producers I've actually interviewed. It's always said, because I say, I mean, for me, I always say music is universal. I don't have to know the language that you're singing in, but as long as we connect with the feeling,
like, think about songs like Gao. No one knows what that guy is. Half of the people who don't either speak French or are not francophone don't know what that guy is saying.
Yes, but they're with it.
So, or even Lingala, like actually, like I know a song called Makeda by Lelumian, and I know it by heart in French. I've never googled it.
The meaning is
or even like let's see, even that song. We don't know. It's a jump though.
But you're inside with it,
you know. And even you can like even with watching movies, like how D'Angelo's album Brown Sugar is so connected to the movie. But then at the same time, for me, I love Mos Def's version of Brown Sugar, and I know it because of the movie. And that's something I watch with my siblings. Do you see how many different connections I have?
And they all come together at some point.
Exactly. True. That's. It taught me that, and then it also taught me you can choose to be an excellent musician, in the sense that talent will get you up until a certain point, but you have to work on your craft. Whether you read books, and you have to make time for it. And I don't mean just rehearse, you know, but actually educate yourself, learn from others, and then also teach people. Because I think teaching also shows you where you're like, I don't know everything, and that's okay. You know, and you also learn from others. I think that's the beauty of teaching. You are giving to also get back.
And receive.
So, true. And I had some of the most there's no damn question. And my teachers, I went and I couldn't read music, and I never touched anything like Logic, GarageBand, all these things. People these days are able to nothing. So I was green.
Full canvas, just
man. Like, and I've done music in high school, but it was. First, you're learning in a different system of saying. So, real British like music type learning, ABRSM type tells you semi-breves and crotchets and blah blah blah. American is you have a half note, you have a quarter note, you have an eighth note. So it sounds like math. And math, like it's not bad. I can do it, but we're not in the same WhatsApp. We're like I can see you over the fence, So learning that, and then learning how to associate what I'm seeing with what I'm hearing. Learning the tech side of it, because my degree is in contemporary writing and production. So learning how to write music for different settings of musicians, and learning how to do things like music for ads, so producing stuff. So I was like, oh my god, this is so much. Oh, completely. Everything that first semester. I remember my phone call, my first birthday. I talked to my dad, and my dad was like, "Hey, you sound so sad." I said, "Bruh,
you have no idea."
I was like, first of all, there's no one here. Second of all, the sun sets at 4 p.m. What is darkness? I said, people live like this. I can't do it. I was like, I can't. And then I was like, snow is cute for all of the first 30 minutes.
From there, like,
a blizzard every weekend for 2 months. I said, I can't even leave my house. And then it's dark. I said, and then the sun is a screensaver. Actually, I've never been more happy to be a tropics child in my life. Oh, people are here complaining about rain. Me, I'm like,
it's okay.
You don't understand.
When you get
to negative 20 degrees Celsius, then talk to me. Actually, it's like I got cold burn on my mouth, on my neck. I was like,
what is this?
This is a joke. It's a joke. So yeah, I learned a lot about yourself. But those things there's no damn question. Having great teachers, God, and just connection and vulnerability makes such a difference.
Okay, and I know there probably are many, but who are your top 3 musicians that actually inspire you?
Oh, that's tough. And honestly, I don't rank them because, like, I enjoy so much music, so much different music. Like, literally on the way here, I was listening to Mr. Cheeks and Mario Winans.
Wow.
That should tell you, like, it depends. It can be anywhere, and that's the problem with having good problem. It's a good problem because my brain has
diverse.
It's so many things. I was listening to recently Sarah Bareilles. Everyone knows her for the play The Waitress and stuff more, but her writing is amazing and her articulation of her voice is amazing. So right now, I can say, I wouldn't say fave, but right now who I'm listening to.
Who you're fond of at this particular point in time.
Because I mean, the stuff that I listened to initially, which was like guys like India Arie and a bunch of different things. India Arie, Soul Child, a ton of new soul and hip hop. So that's what I was saying, guys like Mos Def, the Beat Nuts. So the certain samples that play and my brain is like,
there we go.
So good. And it doesn't matter where I am. And then I've been listening to Giveon, like a mix of things. Giveon, Sarah Bareilles, listening to Lucky Day. And right now it's a plethora of things. So I don't have tops, because otherwise, if you ask me for tops, I'll say my list can be ridiculous. And it's not saying they're all number one. It's just these are the people
you actually right now fond to. Okay, interesting. And so, what's your? Well, most of your music is very soulful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it makes that connection. Like a feeling, how I'm feeling.
My friend calls them the warm fuzzies.
Shing Shong Shing. As we call sometime back. And that's how old I am. So, from that, what can we expect next? What are you planning for? Because you've done a couple of your own recordings. I'm sure you probably have a whole library of songs that you've not produced yet.
You're right.
Yeah. So what next? What next? Especially now with this whole Corona thing going on. But beside that, what are you expecting next from you?
There's a project in the works. That's what I'll say. But I think for me, it's I want to work for now. So in the sense of I expect more music. I think I just, because of the type of person I am, I'm like, sound right, look right. So I wrestle with that, and then also realizing timing is everything. It ain't working. It's also, I was gonna say I'm crazy. Then I said just a little. Okay, but it's just because I you put so much of your heart
Yeah.
into something, but I think also when it comes out, you've outgrown that thing.
Yeah.
So
true.
I think for me, there's music on the way. Like I send samples to my brother, and then he's like, "Oh," then I'm like, he's like, "You need to put this out," and I'm like, "I know, just relax.
Hold on.
Just wait. Let me be ready." Not
Yeah.
because I don't want to, but it's because I'm realizing. I kind of find like you put out your first project, then there's like a flow to more stuff coming. So
true.
that's kind of what it feels like.
Okay.
So there's music that's been coming out to other people. Like I'm on Jam Now, Simmer Down with Blinky and Ozzy, and on his project as well, on his upcoming project, and worked on a couple of other things like Nasara's project last year.
Yeah.
And I just had a song with my friend who's Japanese, but she lives in the UK.
Oh.
So it comes out, maybe not directly from me, but it's coming out.
Yeah, bits and pieces from all over the place. Okay,
so then it's there, it's on the way, and I guess I'd say, from what I can say about it without giving away too much, it's me just, the idea of how you thought of certain things one way, but you're also rethinking them.
Yes.
So let's just say it's like I'm untethering myself.
Okay.
Yeah, from concepts and ideas, and realizing it's almost like coming home to yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So you've heard it first. From Bali
it's the lead for me.
to Nairobi, Kenya, untethered. Alyssa Oduor-Noah, thank you so much for your time, for coming through. We'll definitely be following up with you on your music and come for your gigs, even if it's online for now.
Yes.
And we look forward to hearing a lot more stuff from you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
Bye guys.
Peace.
We out.
That's dope.